a warning. So they have no idea what the podcast is about. They do not know who the show is for. And they don't have a clue what they are doing. But one thing they do know is that they are lost. And we are all in it together. Well, hello. It's your Lost Boys.
Cut the music.
Good morning, and welcome to your Lost Boys podcast. Unfortunately, there's something wrong, isn't there, Sam? Do you want to tell the people what's wrong?
Yeah, there's something wrong. Basically,
Something really wrong, mate. You'd say this is bad, eh?
This is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to us in our very short amount of time. The thing is, Clive, we have to set an expectation now of what we expect from ourselves, the listener, and one another as well. Yeah. And as you can already imagine, there's only two of us speaking right now, which means there's one of us missing.
Something's gone horribly wrong.
Something bad is about to happen.
Now, as you know, Sam, I'm a very nice guy.
Oh, you're so nice.
Yeah.
Clive, you're one of the nicest people I know.
Exactly. So I believe that some horrible thing must have happened to Ryan.
There has to be a reason, doesn't there?
So, you know, like a failure of an alarm clock, maybe a tree broke through his window.
Maybe his house
something.
is on fire. That's the only logical thing I can think of, that his house is burnt down and he's standing outside just watching it come down. He hasn't got a phone.
Maybe he started running back to Dorset to tell us.
That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, I know that he would do that though. I know he would.
He's about 10 miles into like a 80-mile journey and he's just like, no, I've got to get there and tell the boys.
The tears and blood going down his ankles, and he's just thinking, no, it means nothing to me. I need to let them know that I'm going to be a bit late today.
I believe it, mate. Again, because I'm a nice guy and I give people the benefit of the doubt.
You are the salt of the earth, Clive. Clive, you're the salt of the earth. He doesn't deserve to have you as a friend. He doesn't.
You know, that's true. No one deserves my friendship. You know, saying nice guy is a bad thing on the internet, isn't it? It means that you're trying to be like, I deserve something from other people because I'm so nice. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to get into politics, but if you see anyone on like any sort of social, you know, I'm a nice guy, why don't girls like me? It's always cringes. So bad,
mate. We're soft boys. We're not soft boys. We're
not soft boys. We're men. Soft men. Are we soft men?
And every so often we yelp out a little bit of insecurities and our emotions, just the way God intends it.
Exactly. They just leak out. Yeah, exactly.
I don't believe in God.
Oh shit.
Good morning.
Without Ryan here to balance us out, we're going off script and getting.
He is such a neutral. He's such neutral milk, isn't he?
The goddamn neutral planet.
We're like, we're so tangential. Is that a word? Yeah, we go off.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We can do this. Do you know what? This is perfect because this should be our opportunity to realize that we should be able to do this without him. We had an opportunity right at the start. This is our other opportunity to go, do you know what? We do not need him.
Rediscovering ourselves, you know. I've found me and I've found you, mate, and it's beautiful.
How about we text them both now and really send him, like, one of us be good cop, one of us be bad cop.
What, threaten him? Like, we're going to come over and cut your tongue off with a rusty razor or something?
I think one of us threaten him and one of us come from the side of, like, the mum side. One come from the dad, one come from the mum. Whereas you'll be angry and I'll be like, no, it's okay. You take your time, baby.
Whoa, who said that you got to be good cop? Maybe I want to be good cop. Nah, bad cop does come more naturally to me. I'll do bad cop.
I think, yeah, if you come in with the expectation of being really bad and I'm like, hey, it's okay. We all make mistakes as long as you learn from it.
Set 2 alarms next time and
yeah. Turn your phone on. No one's going to call you in the night.
I might ring him at like 5 in the morning just to make sure he's ready for the podcast, you know.
Oh, yeah.
What should I say? Fuck it. Oh, do we swear on this podcast? Yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah, we say fuck. We say as well.
Nah,
we'll bleep that one out.
I'm pretty sure there are rules, aren't there? Fucking hell, Ryan. You've ruined my whole morning and my whole weekend. The only way you can make it up to me, the only way. It's hard typing with one hand.
You can use 2 hands, mate.
Nah, but my other hand's in my pocket, which is a little bit weird, but that's where it is at the moment.
It's just going to stay where it is it?
Yes.
That sums you up perfectly.
The only way you can make it up to me is by getting online in the next 2 minutes.
Get to your show. Good job. I'm doing the intellectual property this week as well.
Oh, no, he's on. He's awake. I just sent my... He's seen it as well. He slept through two alarms.
I'm going to put, as excited as I was to do this, I just hope that you're okay.
Yes, that's good.
Thinking of you. Here he is. He's ready.
Right, are we ready to do some fake anger at Ryan?
Oh, yeah, big time.
It's going to be like kicking a puppy, though. I don't know if I can stick with it.
You got to set expectation, though, Clive. You've got to do it.
Got to rub his face in the piss.
Basically. Here we go. Ready? I'll go for it. Don't worry. I'll start.
Hey.
Well. Look who we have here.
Hey, how's it going?
You're the worst type of piece of human shit. I couldn't keep a straight face for
long. Ryan's hiding his face. He's literally got his hand over his face and he's looking in the other direction like a unfortunate child that's been caught out in the act, and he can't find any excuse to make up for what he has done to you, the listener, and to us, his best friends.
Yeah.
So I guess for the last 10 minutes you've been talking about how you're gonna play hardball and be like, when he comes up,
that's
we gotta
exactly what happened.
Yeah, I saw straight through it as soon as I saw Face doing his best. Can't even speak properly. As soon as I saw Clive doing his best crown.
His name's Clive.
I'm
Face
so
doing
tired.
his best Clive.
Oh, what day is it? I've been when you work so much and then it's like you don't even know what time of day or.
If it makes you feel any better, me and Clive had the whole week off. It's been great.
Fuck you.
I still haven't done any of the prep for the podcast as well, so this is all unscripted.
I've been busy just lying on my sofa and just doing absolutely nothing. Been great.
Nice.
It's hard work for him, but someone's got to do it,
kind of quality content. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
No, we were just appreciating how much we need you.
Oh, really? Were you falling apart without me?
Actually, it was great.
We were actually quite good, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd be fine. But you did send me some pretty, emotionally, yo-yoing messages.
We were being good cop and bad cop.
We were doing mum and dad, yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking of you followed by... You fucking ruined my weekend. That one stang.
I was the worst one, obviously.
You Cocanium Zero. That sweet, sweet Coke taste with all the benefits of getting high off your tits. Guaranteed to put a spring in your step, and you won't ever go back.
I've broken my hip / pulled my hip / tore my hip. I don't know what I've done. I can't walk very well.
That's three very different things, mate. I'm not a physiotherapist.
It's one of them. But
from sitting on the sofa all week.
Oh yeah, Ryan. Yeah, for being a lazy wanker all week.
Now, what do you know what it was?
Wanking injuries.
I thought it was when we played frisbee, Clive. When we went on the beach, we had a fire on the beach, and we were playing frisbee.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it can't be that because that is not dynamic enough to actually do what I've done.
The most physical movement.
So low impact. It's ridiculous. But I realised what it was I was home alone on Tuesday.
Oh, I don't want to know how you.
Here we go.
And
that's the name of a segment there.
I was home alone. I was listening to Glass Animals, and the song was Tokyo Drifting with Denzel Curry, where there's a big rap part in it. And just before he does the rap part, there's a Street Fighter sound effect which does the karate kick, where it's like whoosh, sort of thing. And when he does that, I always envision someone from Glass Animals or Denzel Curry doing like a karate high kick. So while I was on and I was cleaning up the kitchen, I decided just to do a karate high kick in my kitchen. And I literally tried to kick the light on the ceiling that was dangling. And I genuinely can't walk since. Honestly, it's the most horrific pain. So no, please, everybody, don't do karate high kicks when you clean the kitchen.
That's your groin. You've if you're splitting your legs.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah,
baby.
It's something.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, that happened for me.
Yeah,
That's my week.
I don't think life would be worth living if you didn't go around occasionally trying to kick in the air like out of excitement. Do you know what I mean? That's
you got to prove your worth.
I love the idea of you having a boogie in your flat by yourself and then being like, "Whatcha?" and then limping around like, "Oh my god, I've wrenched my hip out of it."
I remember going. That reminds me of I went to a gig when I was in like my teens. I can't even remember. It was like a metal band, but there was a guy in the mosh pit who just decided that he was going to do roundhouse kicks for the for the entire set. So he's like wild spinning kicks in the middle of the mosh pit, and I saw him take out like a 14-year-old like emo girl. You know, the classic emo girl with a backpack. It's just like way out of her depth in a gig. And full on spinning kick, like knocked her straight out on the floor. It's one of the best things I've ever seen.
That is glorious. We've all seen people completely out of their depth in a mosh pit, though, haven't we? Like someone who just shouldn't be there.
Or somebody like trying to get out and then getting dragged back into the sea. Like,
guys, who can do the best impression of a robot? That's what our 37 listeners came here to hear. Go on, Ryan. Do your best impression of a robot.
Would you like some syrup on your... No, I lost it.
I think that should be the jingle of all jingles. Would you like some syrup?
45 minutes of this. Oh, that.
We've already pushed out 10 without you, Ryan, you piece of shit.
Oi, let's fight. Them's fighting words.
Obviously, this is the most popular segment that all 37 of our listeners regularly write in to give us suggestions about, where I propose a statement to Sam, and then he has to think of 3 points to argue against it.
Well, I thought this week, because of someone being late, that they should actually take the brunt for this one, I think.
Oh.
Maybe you could do a team effort. Like,
Okay.
You two put your heads together, because this is.
I want to see Ryan sweat a bit to show his worth, prove his worth.
This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt both of you badly. You're gonna really struggle. So the statement I want you to argue against is that music is good.
Okay, I can do this easy.
Oh, that man spent too long editing music and just turning into fucking hating it.
Music isn't good.
Point one, go.
Because you've got acts that are more about the aesthetics of what you look like rather than what you sound like. And there's a few artists that I just literally want to... if I had a Hummer, I'd run them down.
If we're talking about aesthetic, let's think Kiss came from like the 70s and 80s, remember? Where they had these massive like...
Kiss are fucking shit. Like, Gene Simmons is the biggest dickhead I've...
Tell him, man. Tell the world that,
He
man.
thinks he's some sort of musical genius. He's the bass player, for one thing. He's not the one writing all the
In
lyrics.
a hair metal band.
Yeah, and it's just power chords, man. He's not some sort of, like, virtuistic fucking... Oh, he's a cunt. There's a lot of anger this morning. Sam, what's your number 2?
The only thing I can think of is, with music not being good, is that it allows you to daydream too much. It makes you escape too much. And when I daydream, bad things happen in my brain when I daydream for too long.
Yeah.
I become very miserable afterwards.
What do your daydreams consist of?
Entropy becomes zero in the universe.
What? So you daydream in a sad way about the universe decaying around you?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure in my daydreams I'm like a hero who like saves the day, but maybe I'm a bit of a simple...
I used to do that, but they get boring after a while. They get really boring.
So your daydreams consist of just thinking about how great you are.
Yeah, stood
like that on top of a mountain with a cape flowing. Like, God damn it, I'm great.
Mine involved the universe not being dense enough to contract one day again to re-expand, and it will just become a complete wasteland of just no energy.
No, that's all right, mate, and I can explain why, but it really isn't podcast material. Right. So we'll talk about that.
Okay, I've got an argument to actually go against why music is good.
Yes, Ryan. Bring it back for the team.
When I listen to like an album or something that's just come out of like an artist that I love, and it is, you know, a masterpiece, and you think this is phenomenal,
and it moves you.
It moves you, but because I don't know if this is just me, because I like to make music in my spare time, but I hear something like that, and it's so goddamn good that I kind of think to myself, fuck, like, I'm a wank musician, and I am never,
I 100% get what you're talking about,
going to, I'm never, ever, no matter how hard I try, I'm never going to be able to write something as good as this, or lyrically, there's no way I could ever, even if like something horrific happened to me, there's no way I could muster up like the emotion to write something as good as what I'm listening to now.
Wow.
And that just puts me in a massive stupor. So that argues, you know, music, really amazing music, it just can make you feel like absolute shit.
Some music is bad. It makes me have sad daydreams, and I realize I'll never write as good a piece of music as that.
Clive, you just killed music for us, man. You literally just killed music for us.
Yeah. That's what this segment is about, boys. It's spoiling things you love.
I used to love music, man.
Can I say my one, which I was thinking in my head just while she was talking, was that you hear a song that you love so much the first time you hear it, or an album, and it really makes you feel like strong emotions. And then you keep playing it, and you keep chasing that sort of original feeling where it just like made hairs on the back of your neck. And it gradually diminishes, and you start to realize you're never going to get as good a feeling from hearing that song for the first time. And it's depressing because you're chasing that high.
That's exactly the same, Clive, as heroin.
Chasing the dragon. Chasing the dragon.
Junkie, lemon, junkie, lemon, junkie, lemon. It's a junkie lemon, baby. Junkie, lemon, junkie, lemon, junkie, lemon. It's a junkie lemon, baby.
Sam's traveling.
I found myself traveling, and I found myself, but all I found myself was when I was traveling.
Nice.
Okay. So here we go. Where we last left off, we just left Berlin. It was nice, chilled, and we got on a train to Prague, Czech Republic.
Oh, baby.
Basically, before we even get any further, I just want to start really nice little thought. And that was, I can hands down say it was probably the nicest train ride I've ever been on my entire life.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Before we got to Prague and TJ fucking kicked it right.
Before it all went crazy. Okay, so we got to Prague, and we were in a place called Zone 6, or Praha 6, I think it was called. So number one is obviously where, like, Zone 1 London is like very central to the middle. Zone 2 is a little bit further out. We got to Praha 6, so you can imagine sort of the zone that we were in. It was quite derelict. And we stayed at a place called Plus Prague.
It was like €5 a night.
Was it?
Dirt cheap. That was so insanely cheap.
It was like a fiver. It was like a £5 a night. It was.
And you got breakfast included in your €5 a night.
But get this. Guess what else was included? It included an indoor swimming pool. Okay.
Damn. I forgot that.
But get this. Guys forgot about it. Basically, we went and saw this indoor swimming pool. I swear down right.
In the basement, wasn't it?
It was down in the basement. We walked in, and it was just a room filled with water. That's literally it. So think of like your living room, and they put wood in front of the doorway, and they filled it up with water. That was exactly.
It looked like they might have sort of plastered the walls a little bit, but not like properly. It did just look like
fantastic. So there was no real drainage system at all.
They were like, this is the bottom room in the building. We can fill it up with water.
Let's fill it with water.
That's a great idea, filling the foundations of a house full of water.
But for €6 a night or whatever it was, it was amazing. Yeah,
you better believe we used that pool.
Yeah, we had a good swim.
We had a good little swim. It was good. For that price, you'd go in it twice. It was fine. They had a little sauna as well, and it was literally an outdoor shed inside a house with some hot pipes in it.
That's genuinely. I've thought about making a sauna a lot like that. Just in a shed that you buy.
That's how you get verrucas, though. That is how you.
Oh yeah, that's verrucasy. Anyway, we then went on that night. We went on a pub crawl with these guys from Ohio or Idaho. I think it was Idaho, wasn't it?
It was a classic backpackers. It was just at the hostel. It was like you pay €20 and you drink for free for an hour in a place, and then they take you round like another 5 or 6 bars.
I don't remember too much about this because I did get drunk very quickly, but what I can tell you was, first thing I remember was we went to a bar and there was loads of ice in the urinals. I don't know what that's all about, by the way. Do you know what that's about?
Oh, mate, can I just say, you're skipping through. You gotta set the scene. We were very poor when we were doing this traveling, so we decided not to eat dinner that night.
It was that it?
Right, boys.
Yeah. So,
I don't remember. That's why I don't remember any of this story.
In the first bar, so we hadn't eaten dinner. In the first bar, it was, you've got an hour to drink as much as you can for free.
Oh my God, I remember
like within reasonable standards. You know, there was someone at the bar serving you.
I remember looking at the food going really hungry. I remember that.
And we drank about 4 or 5 half liters in that hour, so reasonable pace, like getting through them. And do you remember we were like stood by the bar going, "Oh, this bloody lager's been watered down. That's why they give it to you for free." And we said to the barman, like, "Oh, how strong is it? Because it tastes a bit like weak, a bit watered down." He was like, "No, this is like proper Prague Pilsner. This is 6%. And we were like, "Oh, we basically had 4 or 5 pints in an hour of 6% lager on an empty stomach." And then all of this happened.
This is why I can't remember any of it, honestly. I looked through photos. I didn't take any photos because I don't remember any of it really. I remember playing beer pong, and that was it with these Americans. And the next bit I remember was being at a urinal, just seeing loads of ice.
It's very European, isn't it? I don't know why they put
everything's
ice in
underground there as well. So I remember just going down lots of stairs. That's all I remember. But get this, in that bar, we met some English boys in there. And they were like, "Oh, we went to Exeter Uni, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to Exeter Uni. That's awesome. Okay, cool." And I thought they were just chatting to me. And we're having a really good time. They sort of just disappeared, really phased out. But get this. Like a year later, when I went to Exeter Uni and went to nightclubs, like this guy just randomly came up to me in the nightclub and was like, Sam. I was like, "What? Who is this guy?" And he's like, "We met in Prague." I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, I remember your face."
That is actually really cool.
That was so cool.
Really
we hugged on the dance floor for way too long. And there was like, you know, when like a circle forms around you, that's literally what happened because they thought we were having like a proper moment. I was like, "Oh my God."
A moment, Ryan. Another moment. Moments.
That's a lifetime.
I've got another confession to make. Right? You know that when we were in one of the bars with ice in the urinal, and we were drinking vodka and Coke, we put some of the ice from the urinal in your glass.
No, you didn't.
No, we didn't.
I was getting scared then. I was like,
you were sucking it down, and later you were like crunching on the ice. Like,
I was really
this is
hoping for a
tasty
second
ice.
it was because
I swear we
could
have
gone on the
done
bullion saga then, and then you'd have got ripped to pieces online.
Oh, I was trying to think of, we've done something like that to one of us, but it was what I did to you, Clive. And I remember you had, well, no, it wasn't Clive, it was TJ, and TJ got
TJ was
very
upset
angry.
That you pissed in his beer can.
You pissed in his beer?
When we were like 16.
Oh my
I don't
God,
want to talk
it was
about
a long time
TJ,
ago.
Clive,
TJ's
did you drink
still
it?
very upset about that.
Oh, he
TJ
drank it down.
Yeah, he drank it down.
Suds and all.
God, are you serious?
Not all of it. I was TJ was swigging it, and then they were like, "Oh, does your beer taste funny?" And then he was like, "Oh."
What's funny is that I think that was the first time I met Clive.
I think that was it says more about Carlsberg than it says about TJ's character, because TJ couldn't taste the difference between piss and Carlsberg.
Wow. There's 2 bits that I don't remember, but they've been told to me. Was we went into a bar which was all downstairs, and I remember seeing Callum on the floor, like just collapsed down in the basement. I was like, "Why is he on the floor?" And I went inside this big sort of underground dungeon sort of thing, and there was women in bird cages. Is that correct?
Yeah,
that were hanging from the ceiling.
And Callum was absolutely fixated by them.
I don't remember seeing that at all, but I remember Callum telling me about 3 or 4 years ago, I reckon, about this, and I was like, I definitely don't remember seeing this. I don't know anything about it. But
that I think again, this penultimate bar was down some steep steps. There was ice in the urinals. There were women in cages on the roof, and we just didn't know what was going on. So
Got everything you want.
so we got out of there, and that's when all the trouble started.
If you want to fill in the bit in between, that's
What? Talk about what TJ got up to on.
You tell me what happened because I don't know. What
So
happened.
basically, we ran, as you'll be aware now, we didn't make it to the end of that pub crawl. Because I think at about the penultimate bar, things all went a bit wrong, and let's just say TJ got really drunk, and we were trying to go home, and he ran off in another direction because he got in a paddy and he'd been like rolling around on the floor.
TJ got in a right strop.
He got in a right strop. He just got a bit of a sad on and he ran off. And he told me all about this the next morning.
Classic TJ.
Yeah, TJ's he can get a bit sad sometimes, can't he? Especially when he's had too much to drink.
More bipolar
He
than
didn't start kicking shins. That
No, he
night,
didn't
did
attack anyone. He just wanted to run off and be sad by himself. That's what he told me. So he was all right. He just wants to be alone. But unfortunately, he set off in literally the opposite direction to the hostel.
Well, get this. Before we go any further, Ryan, just to set the scene as well. We were on a tram, going on the last tram back from Prague 1 to Prague 6.
Like a good 5 or 6 miles out.
We're all hanging on. I remember holding onto that pole for dear life, and Callum was like, "Don't let go." And I was like, "I am gonna just fall over. I can't deal with this." And I just remember TJ getting up from next to Callum, and he got off the tram. I think it was moving. I don't know. And he just ran in one straight line in the other direction.
TJ is fucking crazy, fellas.
And Callum was like, "Don't get off this tram until the last person gets off, and then you get off." I'm gonna chase TJ.
Oh no, you all split up in like the matter of seconds.
I was just out of it. I was just like on the floor.
Literally,
of the tram
I didn't know where I was. I couldn't even think straight.
That's the worst.
But let's get back to the juicy TJ story, because this is the money shot. So he wandered around like the castle district, and he told me, and I know this for a fact, and this is bad. He had a dump. He took a dump in the castle district, and then sort of got chased away by a guard up there. And he ended up on the river, and I know this because he told me all about it the next morning. And he hit the river, and he thought, I've just got to follow the river. So he followed the river, and he walked up the river for about an hour or two before realizing that he was now leaving the city and walking out into the countryside, the wrong side. And he also realized that he wanted to be on the other side of the river as well, although I'm not too sure about the details of that. So anyway, he came to like this dam, which I think was either power generation or like water filtration. But he saw that you could cross the river. All he'd have to do was hop a couple of fences with barbed wire on them. So he hopped over the fences.
Peasy.
Yeah, it's actually classic TJ. Hopped over the fences. I don't know how he managed that, to be quite honest. And then he walked across this like dam, like, you know, like a very industrial sort of like just metal walkway. And then when he was walking out the other side, this German Shepherd ran out of the darkness and went to attack him. Yeah, like howling like a hell dog and just running at him. And then, but luckily some guards came out after the dog and like pulled the dog off him. And then just started like berating him. And he said they took him in a little room, and they were basically just like saying they were going to call the police and stuff and just having a go at him. And he said he just kept on saying, "I'm drunk. I'm not from here. I don't know where I am. Can you please just let me go?" And eventually they said the only words that they seemed to know in English was they opened the door to let him out and just said, "Fuck off." And then he started walking back up the river, managed to get into the city centre by about 7 in the morning, and then back to the hostel by about 8 in the morning. And then he went to bed.
That is distressing.
It was stressful. Yeah, because basically I was looking for TJ. I was looking for TJ and like panicking.
Yeah, mate. I was in my bed. I was just in the wrong bed in the hostel.
For someone who was in the bed, you know TJ's story very descriptively.
Yeah, because TJ confides in me, mate. He tells me these things.
But yeah, me and Cam and Clive were really worrying about TJ for a few hours in that morning. We didn't sleep very well with a massive hangover.
Jesus. How many times have we seen that story?
Can I just say that TJ came in about 8:30, loaded up on the free breakfast, got like 2 hours sleep, and then met them in town to do a bit of sightseeing.
Yeah, but we'll get this right. You know, we were saying Callum didn't speak for like the whole day in Amsterdam or Berlin, wherever it was.
Good, yeah.
Clive did the same. No, TJ did the same.
No, I don't know if
TJ
I
didn't
said much
speak to
that
us.
day either. I was pretty hungover as well. I don't know if I
TJ
said
didn't
much.
speak to us the whole day. He was acting cool and like just going seeing sights and stuff, but he didn't. TJ didn't speak to us for the whole day. Like we were in the wrong.
Yeah,
like we had
wow.
done something wrong.
TJ gets in his
That whole
ways, doesn't he?
experience of
So-
being in a room with 2 guards shouting at you. Oh,
Scary.
God.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen the CCTV footage of that.
I just don't understand from what TJ said was that the guards were on the other side of the dam. So I think they were really surprised that a guy like came over the dam and then they like got him there. It sounds crazy, but
It's like the hardest way to get into the facility.
yeah. So yeah, that was Prague.
What's next after Prague? Where's the
Oh,
little teaser?
The
Drip
little
dripping?
teaser.
We went to Bratislava. We did next year.
I haven't even heard of that.
It's the capital of Slovakia, mate, and it's where
Of course.
where the film Hostel is set. Yeah.
Oh.
Sweet Bratislava.
Although most of that film was filmed in Prague, funny enough.
Why have you got your knife
you
in
go,
your
that's
hand
my
pointing
little-
at us?
Yeah.
Stop. Get your knife out of your hand. He's got a Swiss Army knife in his hand, yes, and he just got out. He's just pointing at us.
He's got his pointing knife out, boy.
I saw you from across the bar in a bird cage. I went for your love, I trail in the dark. Your love chases me like a German shepherd on a damn wall. I would punch through guards to get to your heart.
All right.
I think that's it. I think that's good.
What else you got?
Should we do our outro?
This is our strongest area.
Bye.
We apologize
Wave
for
to
this
the-
episode of how abrupt and erupt and how odd it was. There's not much
I
structure
apologise to our 37 listeners for my
today. Sorry.
my tardiness.
Yeah, sorry
that's-
for the
But I
lack of
feel like it
structure.
added. I feel like it added
Should we
to
just
it, and I
apologise
love
to
the
this
fact that Clive couldn't keep up the moment he saw
Not
my
even
face.
for,
I
like,
could see him
yeah,
cracking.
Just love his face, you know. He's a good
I
looking
mean, Sam
fella.
stuck pretty hard with it and said some
Yeah,
nasty
but he was
things
being
that
good
will
cop. No,
inevitably
he was good
sting
cop.
forever.
I was good cop.
He-
Oh, actually, I got something really nice to finish on, actually.
All right.
I got something really nice. I thought this would be a really nice thing. Ryan, I know you're saving like a absolute hound at the moment, because
Mhm.
we're all trying to get houses and live life because we should be at our point.
Be adults.
Because we live in a very capitalist world where it's really hard now to get a house. So we're trying really hard. I treated you something.
Have you bought Ryan a house? 'Cause that'd be pretty sweet, right?
That'd be fucking sweet.
No,
I'll be
I
honest.
got you, Ryan, a ticket to Ben Howard's live at Goonie Hill.
No way.
Yeah, man, I got you one.
Oh, amazing. Thank you very much.
That's all right, no worries.
How much do I owe you? Oh, baby. Sweet. Thank you very, very much.
The future is a strange and confusing place.
Clive, I'll get you something some other time. Maybe
I
if
don't
you're
even-
late, I'll get you a present.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, mate. That's you're negative. You're positively reinforcing a negative trait. I thought we spoke about this.
Clive, you'll have there's a package of meat coming for you.
Nice.
It'll be in a paper bag and
I prefer it wrapped in newspaper, to be honest, mate. So
undescript meat.
Yeah.
It'll be red meat.
Red meat,
but
yeah.
you know.
right now, I insist we end the show now. So wave to the camera and say bye, listeners.
We apologise for the lack of structure, but we love you. Goodbye.
Look
Farewell.
how big my hands are. Bye, listeners.
Carry on my wayward son.
There'll be peace where you are down.
Bridge your weary head to be.
Don't you cry no more. That's it.
Stop.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Fuck my ass.